Joining us on the show right now is the Executive Director, 100 Women Lobby Group, Madam Felicia Onibon. Welcome to the show, Madam.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam. Good to have you on the show. Tell us, who exactly is 100 Women Lobby Group and what do you do?
Okay, the 100 Women Lobby Group is one of the platforms of Change Managers International Network, which is the mother organization. And it's the 100 Women Lobby Group is the organization that actually, or the branch of the main organization that works on women political participation. And we are an advocacy group, working to ensure that more women get into leadership in Nigeria. We also lend our voices to what happens in the sub-region, but Nigeria is our main focus for now. And we see that a lot of women do not have the kind of voice that is required, for them to participate actively in decisions that affect them, decision-making at national level. So the 100 Women Lobby Group is a lobby organization, that actually works closely with both the executive and the legislative arm of government to ensure that, more women are given positions, women are treated fairly in their various positions, particularly in the public space.
All right.
So,
ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So we know that your advocacy group gets funding from Global Affairs Canada. Could you tell us briefly how this funding has impacted politics, women in politics space in Nigeria?
Well, I'll first like to appreciate warmly the support we have gotten from Global Affairs Canada and the Action Aid Nigeria. First, for setting the Women Voices and Leadership program. This program have actually impacted on our work, and it has impacted on our beneficiaries as well. For our work, we were operating only from Abuja, from the Federal Capital Territory, working with national agencies like the National Assembly and the various ministries, departments, and parastatals. But with the support we've gotten from WVL, we've actually been able to reach out to all the 36 states and FCT. We now have a very strong network. We were visible only in about 4 states prior to the support from Global Affairs Canada. But today we have very strong members who engage with both the executive and the legislative arm of their governments in the 36 states and FCT. We are in Yobe, we are in Adamawa, we are in Kano, we are in in Kebbi, we are strong also in Kano and all the other states. And this was something that was very hard for us prior to WVL. And the impact this has had, on women politicians has been enormous, because we've also been able to run training programs with the support of, Global Affairs Canada and Action Aid. We've been able to run training programs for women politicians. We've had, consistent engagement with women leaders in political parties. We've encouraged young women, to participate actively in politics. For the young women, we believe to catch them young, and the WVL program had actually opened us to working with universities, to get more young women interested in leadership programs.
Okay.
So apart from...
All right.
Okay.
I'm very interested in the part that you're training women in political space and you're catching them young. Have you been able to, get one into a political office as at now?
Well, I will say that some of the ones that we have in political offices now have had opportunities of attending some of our programs. And that's what makes it easy for us to zero in on them as they are now in the arena. We have worked closely with the Minister of Youth. She has attended our programs, particularly the ones for young women in politics. She actually became one of our facilitators at some point so that other young people would align with her. Little did we know that she was going to become the Minister of Youth today. And then we continue to work with the girls in the university and also some of the boys, some of the young men, because we see that as they go along, they will need support from their male counterparts. So the university become one of our very strong base in the sense that while working with students on political participation matters, we observed that the university system actually needs to have their policies in place so that both young men and women that are their students and the lecturers, would have some kind of respite if they have policies, policies that would enable them have adequate space within the system, the space of leadership, the space of actually being able to speak and to make informed choices within the university campus. So we, with the support of Action Aid, we have done a lot of policy engagements with the university.
Okay.
Okay, so what government systems and policies have the WVL partners in FCT contributed to, and how sustainable are the structures?
Well, the national gender policy, for example, the 100 Women Lobby Group was actually working closely with Professor Aino, Professor Olabisi Aino, who was the main consultant, at the time. We worked to make sure that many of the things that would strengthen our work in the gender sector, got its way into the policy. And today the policy is out. Is the National Gender Policy 2022. It's a revised version of the 2006 gender policy. So apart from the national gender policy, we have also been able to work with other partners to ensure that the ministries, departments, and parastatals, that they should begin to look at the possibility of having their own policies. Because it's one thing to align with the national gender policy. It's another thing to zero in on what's going on in your ministry. So we are working closely with the humanitarian ministry. We are also working closely with other ministries that align with women, like the Ministry of Health, for example.
Right.
These are ministries that we have been engaging with since the PPL, and we can see the outcome of it closely now. So on policy development as well, I will say that our universities are doing well. We have 5 universities that we have engaged with, and out of the 5 universities, 3 had completed their gender policies. 2 are still working, because we insisted that the young people that they are working with in the university system, should have a voice. They should have a voice within the policy that is being developed, so that the minds of young people will also be found in the policy. And I believe that will also happen in the 2 universities that's yet to complete their gender policy.
As we wrap up, so what suggestions do you have for other donors out there, and how can they effectively support the work on promoting gender equality?
I believe the other donors would actually gain from the work that WVL had done, because WVL actually helped open up over 100 organizations across the country. And you will need to see the impact this has had in the various states of the Federation, and the impact it has had on women leadership in this country. There is no woman currently in the political leadership of this country that will say they haven't had a touch or a feel of what the Action Aid and Global Affairs Canada had put in place. And this is a good pointer to all other donors, that they should actually key in and do the same, because many people prior to this intervention did not believe in spending money, huge money on gender matters or things that have to do with women. They just put tokenistic fund for women groups, whereas taking it as a serious affair, will yield serious results, which we have today. So I would actually want to encourage other agencies, including the UN Women, to look at the partners that had worked with the Canada and Action Aid. Apart from the programs that we have, we've had a lot of capacity building opportunities that we never had before now. So if you go to the WVL partners, you will see that structures that need to be in place, the issue of payment of taxes for staff that are working within the organizations, the issue of having strategic plans. These are things that really never existed in most organizations. But now we have strategic plans. We know how to engage with different partners. We know how to partner with other groups to ensure that we get our support. We know how to work with lean budgets.
All right.
And because of our lean budget opportunity, we've been able to do so much that we could ever imagine.
All right. Thank you very much, and we wish you all the best in all the work you do for women and young girls. That's all we can take on this segment. Thank you. We're speaking with the Executive Director, Women Lobby Group, Madam Felicia Onibon.